Ancient Lemuria? Is it possible that Lemuria, described by the native Hawaiians as a place of high technology, was an island made not of earth and rock, but of metal? Could it have been a massive spaceship that descended into the sky and set a course for the Pleiades? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes, and suggest that further evidence can be found embedded within human DNA. Coming up,
They compare the DNA of the bone, and there was no comparison with human DNA.
These groups share this belief about Pleiades being the origin of life.
Mount Kailash, Western Tibet. Followers of Hindu, Buddhist, Jain, and Bon faiths consider this peak the earthly abode of their gods. Many pilgrims making their ascent to the peak stop at the Saptarishi Caves on the southern face of the mountain. Here they pay their respects to the seven great sages, the divine benefactors of mankind.
Saptarishis are here on earth to train, to impart their knowledge to human beings. And after they finished their job and they went back to the sky, they went back to heaven. And Pleiades are their fathers. The Saptarishis are linked to the Pleiades star system. We actually have a connection between these ascended masters and the Pleiades star system.
Today, many people of India, Tibet, and Nepal claim that they can trace their genetic lineage to the Saptarishis, powerful cosmic beings associated with the Pleiades. Ancient astronaut theorists say intriguing new scientific evidence may actually help to prove these stories true. They point specifically to the region's native mountain people known as the Sherpas.
The Sherpas are well renowned for being able to survive at very high altitudes. This is no fluke. They found that the Sherpas carry a specific gene that enables them to survive in oxygen-starved environments. If we were up there, we would probably get very sick or even die.
Geneticists have identified a super athlete gene encoded into Sherpa DNA that regulates oxygen in the body much more efficiently than other human populations. And in July 2014, geneticists identified exactly where this unique gift came from. It was passed down by a mysterious ancient lineage of pre-humans. Southern Siberia, 2010. In the remote Altai Mountains, at an elevation of over 14,000 feet, archaeologists discover a pinky bone of an ancient humanoid species that dates back 40,000 years.
These bones have been analyzed at the Max Planck Institute for Anthropology in Germany. And they are absolutely specialized in DNA. They compare